Good morning, Eagles Nation. It's your one and only Green Wingman. I hope everybody out there had a wonderful, lovely Christmas. I hope everybody got what they wanted. I hope everybody was safe. As hopefully last night, our Philadelphia Eagles won a very, very ugly game. I mean, UGLY ugly game against the Oakland Raiders in a very, 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 very disappointing spat. So, I'm gonna really sit here and instead of talking about the score, which really doesn't matter. It was 19-10, but let's be honest. That last touchdown was a joke. So it was a freebie. It really didn't reflect on the big game or how well this team played. I'm going to cater to both sides of the field on this. I'm going to play good cop, bad cop. All right, so we understand that a win's a win, and we're not going to sit here and complain about that. And then there is quality of win, which is, I think, what everybody is very concerned. So the bad side about this, the offense look atrocious. Nobody of our wide receivers could sit down and get open. And nobody was sitting down truly to help them make plays. Lane Johnson, our Pro Bowler, was called for multiple penalties that killed really good drives, especially the one with the running, with a good run from Jay Ajayi, I think busting for 20 yards. Jay Ajayi running and coughing up the football, on both sides actually, both sides coughing up the football. Nick Foles had horrible footwork, looked uncomfortable in the pocket, looked very unsure, couldn't sit down to make any decent throws. Everything was rushed. Everything was either rushed or too high for wide receivers to make any plays in horrible, difficult weather. From what we all praised him in the Giants game, he looked very atrocious and really disappointed in this game. Yes, the offense as a whole looked bad. Looked incredibly bad. They barely got even 100 yards before the end of the first half. The running game didn't look that good. It was just bad all around. And moving on to the defense. The defense, for some reason, once again, started out very lackadaisical, very sluggish. I'm starting to worry about a little bit of our front four because our front four for now, but you're looking about now 6 quarters together. If we were to sit down and combine both the Giants game and this game, without removing the fourth quarter, we've now have had 4 quarters of our front four unable to get to the quarterback. And we're not talking about guys like Russell Wilson. We're talking about straight up statue mannequins and David Carr. Well, David Carr has a little bit of mobility, but he is not going to run. Especially what happened to him last year. And I think he tore his ACL off, so he's been a lot more hesitant to make any moves or any serious plays. But once again, our front four has failed to get to the quarterback in 4 quarters that I sat down and combined. And these are against two statuette quarterbacks, Eli Manning and David Carr. And that is, I think that's one of the more bigger concerns because right now, it is very clear if our front 4 or 7 doesn't get to the quarterback consecutively with consistency, yes, then our secondary looks like one of the 27th, 28th ranked secondary in the NFL league. Because, let's be honest, Ronald Darby, man, once again, you get beat by a double move against, and this is not like anybody who's special. You got beat by a double move by a slower tight end. Imagine if a guy like Julio Jones is probably with his chops looking at that. So Seahawks get in there. We got your number. Or if the Seattle Seahawks manages to squeak in, they managed to get into that second round and look at that and look at you, Ronald Darby. Yeah, man, this is going to be for days. I don't really understand why you keep on fighting on that double move, which now, which I thought is a little bit more concerning. Is it technique or is it just not effort? I really don't know if it's a combination of both. This team in a sense is a little bit in trouble. Jalen Mills, he got beat by Sluggo route, and also once again, although they did not do it that much, we're also still being killed by the slant. So all the problems that were in that Giants game has now once again reemerged in another team and another bad team. So that is not good. So overall, the team played like other total bullcrap until the defense, of course, the fourth quarter. Everybody turned it on and started to play a lot more ferociously, which it would be nice if you had just done that through the entire game, and it would kind of be able to kind of put my heart in and wouldn't have to pop in like 20 pills just to get my heart, back to its normal heart rate. If they just sit down and did what they did. So that all being said, as bad as this team did play, we did win. And what I will take on the bright side of that, it is good for our team to win very ugly games like this. Not every game your offense is going to sit down and put up 30 to 40 points. As much as it would be nice for us, it'd be a nice little Christmas present where we're all going to enjoy ourselves and laugh and sing and share a beer and pop our chest. Sometimes you're going to go into games playing very ugly games. It is. It is what it is. That is the league. But and it's good to be able to win these games because let's be honest, if you do get into a playoffs, you can't expect games to go where teams are going to sit down and score 20 or 30 points. I think once you really get into the playoffs, I think everybody, because when you get into the playoffs, I think your strengths are heightened, but also your weaknesses are going to be exposed 10 times. And I just think with everything so much on the line and everybody's going to be tense going into the playoffs, especially because let's be honest, as much as we want to say, yes, I mean, other than the fact that you all know you have Atlanta and you do have Atlanta and you have the Saints that do have veteran quarterbacks that have been there before. A lot of those members of the team are still young and they're just rookies too, just like a lot of the people on the Eagles. So, and they're going to be their first time getting there. If Seattle does find a way to sneak in, yes, that secondary is very young. Is very young. They haven't really, other than Russell Wilson and maybe a couple of key players, they haven't really experienced what a playoff atmosphere game looks like. So you're going to put a lot of emphasis on a lot of young players trying to play well as the Philadelphia Eagles. So if we're gonna, so I feel like when the playoffs do come, I feel like it does become an equalizer, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored. And that being said, when it does come out to a slug it out, drag out game, I think games like this do tend to, in disguise, as ugly as they are and as disappointing as it is, tend to sit down and benefit us. It is a notch in our cap that we can play drag it out football down to the last second. Um, so, I guess what does this all mean moving forward? Um, this team doesn't have a lot of time, as we know. They gotta figure this out, and that's easier to say and done because the final game you'll have was the Dallas Cowboys, and I don't know exactly what Dallas Cowboys team will be showing up to play against us. Hopefully the Cowboys will be coming here to play with pride, and if you can go in there where they play a little bit more stronger and bullishly, maybe that could be a great litmus test. That could be a great pregame warm up for this team, just to kind of get lathered up and figure out to build chemistry. After that, you're going to be on the shelf for about 2 weeks, and that can be rust settled in. That could be mental doubt. That could be settled in. Do they have the ability and the strength to be able to go in there and play against very teams right now that are currently hot, like the Carolina Panthers? They're going to be rolling into the playoffs with a little bit of momentum. Atlanta Falcons, has cooled off, but again, they have fantastic players like Julio Jones on there. The Saints right now look like the far more stronger team because you do have a veteran right now in Drew Brees and a coach like Sean Payton, and then you have that nasty two running back set and Kamara and Ingram and then you guys have and then you have some sick wide receivers doing their job. There are a lot of matchups, man. That you know are a bit concerning. I don't. Again, they don't really worry me because I still think the Eagles can match up and beat against those teams, but they are concerning. Now, I have to sadly admit this: if it were the Minnesota Vikings, I think we'd be really in trouble. That team, that Minnesota Vikings team is the truth right now. It's looking very good. In Case Keenum's playing very good. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, man. So this one's a tough one. This one's a tough one. I'm in the middle. Like again, I'm happy we won, but the quality of win is very concerning moving in because you really at this time need to be playing your best football and you need to be rolling in with all the momentum in the world. But again, they don't have a lot of time to get a lot of this figured out. They got to get this figured out quick and soon. The offense again, hopefully, like I said, with the Cowboys. I think I've been on a tangent. Hopefully, they can build some kind of chemistry, get that going, and then after that, 2 weeks on the shelf and of no real contact football, is very concerning. The defense, if it's technique issues, it'd be one thing if we were like early in the season, but now you're late in the season. Right now, this team should be prone to know what they're capable of doing and be able to do with ease and flawlessness. The secondary can't continue to get beat. This is now a second time. It is a little worrying to see our cornerbacks get beat on simple plays. These are not like really you're getting beat by a double move. I mean, they're reacting too much. They're not being patient enough to watch the opposition develop their route and develop their game plan. They got to settle and just be patient and not bite on the simplest of moves. Um, yeah, but so just to finish this up because it's on now past the 13-minute mark. I'm just gonna say at the end, although it is a good win, it is a very concerning win. You do fear that they might not have enough time to be able to clean all this stuff up before they host their first playoff game in such a long time. Well, since 2004, we're host no. No, not two, oh, no, 2014. 2014 was the last time we hosted a meaningful playoff game in Philadelphia. So, yeah, that's my fear. That's my thoughts. I gave you both of my opinions on both sides. I hope to hear your comments down below. Tell me what you guys thought about this game, and also like, share, subscribe. Until then, it's your one and only Green Wingman. Um, Late Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays, and hopefully a blessed New Year to all.